This is one of the best things that every individual should do. For the sake of your life, you should go do sales for at least a period of time. You go do sales, you learn negotiation, you learn how to deal with different types of people, all types of people.
I think the problem right now is people don't want to talk. They want to text instead. Being a salesperson, one thing you learn is communication.
You learn something that's so critical in this world that people do not know how to deal with, which is rejection. Hearing the word no. Just a couple of good words about my good friend KB over here. I think one of the best compliments you can pay another man is talk about how solid he is in terms of character and strength. And I got to tell you guys, it's about as solid as they come. So KB, it was an honor being here. I appreciate it. Please go check out the interview and let us know what you think in the comments. Thank you.
Hi baby, hop in the Lamborghini. I'm needy, on me only, I'm needy. Hi baby, hop in the Lamborghini.
Left for a minute, I did not sweat it. Look at the cash I'm spending. There it goes.
Welcome to another episode of Stroke of Success podcast. It's your favorite host, KB. Today's episode is special, guys. That's right. Today, I'm interviewing the founder of Blue Hammer Roofing from Texas, Nehal Kaiser. Me and Kaiser got together a year ago and started talking about doing the interview. What makes Kaiser so special is the fact that he came from nothing, self-made, self-taught, and now he's a 7-figure entrepreneur changing the world. You'll learn how sacrifice, dedication, discipline will always come out. And today's episode will teach you how discipline and dedication always pays in the end. Hope you enjoy it. If you like this interview, please press the like button and don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Let's go. Ladies and gentlemen, it's your host, KB, your favorite podcast, Stroke of Success. I'm here with special guests here today. Let me tell you a brief history, how I came across an individual across me. A mutual friend of ours. So I was part of this entrepreneur group in Texas called Apex by Ryan Stewman. A mutual friend put a post on social media of a friend who got his first Lamborghini?
That was my second one.
Second Lamborghini. We connected. We had back and forth conversations. You know, these days, not many real entrepreneurs respond back to people on social media, but you are one of the few that have. Bro, I follow you. I'm inspired by you. I share your story with my wife. I'm like, dude, this is a young individual who's killing in the game of entrepreneurship. Welcome, Nehal Kaiser.
Thank you for having me, my friend.
problem,
I appreciate it.
Seriously.
Yeah, I'm honored to be here. Thank you so much.
You know, it means a lot to me.
My pleasure.
Let me tell you why. You are on top of the world right now. Thanks to God.
Thank God.
You travel the world. You could be anywhere else in the world right now. And we've been talking about doing this podcast for a little bit of time. You said, you know what, I'll come see you. But I was supposed to come see you. He's like, you know when, I'll come see you in Miami. The fact that you came means a lot to me. You're a man of your word. Season of success has not gone to your head, and I don't think it ever will. So with that being said, man, let's get into it. Where were you born and raised?
Yeah, beautiful. Thanks again for having me. And yeah, I was originally born in Pakistan, so we share a bit of a heritage there.
Yeah.
I came to the U.S. when I was pretty young. I spent a little bit of time in California, and then I've been in Texas for a very long time, specifically Dallas.
Wow. So parents from Pakistan?
And myself.
Okay.
Yep.
You born in Pakistan?
Yep.
3, 4, 5 years old?
5 years old.
Straight here. Your parents, when they came here, what did they do for a living?
So my mother, just like most Pakistani mothers, didn't really work. She, took care of the kids. There was 3 of us at the time, so she had her hands full. And my father was always in the car industry. So he bought and sold cars. He did that back home, and he did that when he came to the U.S., and he built a business out of it over, many, many years. So
Wow.
I got to see entrepreneurship at its finest right in front of me.
That's what I'm saying. So
Yeah.
that was probably a seed that was planted in your mind at that time.
I think not necessarily through words, but actions, which I think is far more powerful, right? Because I think as a young man, as a boy, you really want to look up to your father, right? Like, it's almost like when parents try to teach their kids to read a lot, but they're not readers themselves and they're always on their phone. Naturally, the kid's going to be on their phone all the time. You want to teach your kids to do something. And I say this, and I'm not a father, but I do understand people and human beings. Just be a very good example of what you want your kids to be. If you want them to be healthy and focus on fitness and eat well,
You do it.
It's quite simple. Just
Do it.
be the example and lead
Sure.
the way. So I had that in my father, and I'm blessed to be able to say that. Hardworking man.
Hardworking. We were talking earlier before in having a cup of coffee, pre-interview as we call it.
Yeah.
You said your dad was not as loving per se as your mom was. Talk about that.
Yeah. So I think it's a really big thing in Middle Eastern culture as a whole, where the father isn't, and I don't think the purpose of a father is to give you all these love and cuddles and all the rest of it. He should be teaching you very valuable lessons, and he should be teaching you how to be a man. I think if you're blessed to have a mother that's in your life and present, you get all the love, nurturing, hugs, support, cuddles, all that stuff from her. And it's amazing because something about the feminine touch, it's almost like a superpower of healing. I remember times when I'd be sick and my mom would just come and, bring me tea or bring me medicine, and I'd immediately start feeling better. I don't think my dad would be able to do that. And truthfully, I wouldn't want my dad there to be doing that personally.
Yeah.
So I think the most important thing I've ever wanted from my father is respect and for him to be proud of me. I care about that more than love from him.
You shared a story with me about how he once was very proud of you. He says a few words and he got to. We'll get to it in a second. So I'll share with you. So what you're saying, I agree with you 100% based on my life experience. I think I shared with you earlier. My parents got divorced, age 5. Dad left. Mom and grandmother, 2 women, raised me. And I look back, man, and you're right. I was missing a father figure. Patrick Bet-David, person we both look up to and idolize. Patrick had a video on recently that came out. He says how he looked at stats, reports in America, households that don't have fathers. A lot of them, most people that are in jail right now come from households that don't have fathers, right? A father sets a tone. And I was missing that. And I look at what you said is so true that I kind of grew up kind of soft. And when life got hard for me, it was a bit of a challenge. Someone like you, from day one, who had a tough father, life came at you, you probably were ready for it.
Yeah, look, I'm blessed, and I'll tell you why I'm blessed. One, I had a mother and father in the household.
Number one.
That's number one.
Yeah.
I had good parents.
Yeah.
Now, listen, when I say good parents, I mean they did the best they could have done. Both of my parents, my grandfather on both sides, they passed at a very young age. So they did the best that they could do, and they did a really good job. But the best combination is good, disciplined parents with a good set of core values and principles and not a ton of money. Because I think growing into a ton of money, man, and versus growing up humble, you're living 2 totally different lives, right? You're taught 2 totally different things. You appreciate so much more when you come from little to nothing, right? So I'm blessed for every bit of that. And on that stat about what you were talking about, the suicide rate of young men that grow up in fatherless households is insane. 3 out of every 4 suicides is men. I think if I remember correct, the stat is 76%. Yeah. Of that 76%, half of those are in fatherless households. It's a wild stat.
It's wild.
Yeah.
And even Patrick said something like in the sense like where at times it's probably better to have a father in the house instead of a mom. It's insane to think about that. Mm-hmm. You said something earlier when we were talking one-on-one at the coffee. Oh, sorry. I'll come back a second. So I'm a father of 2 daughters. I think what you're saying is good when you have boys. What I think when you have daughters, you should be a loving father because you Absolutely. Are then setting a tone for the man to come in their life.
100%.
Right?
Totally agree.
But a boy needs a man and tough love.
100%. That's one of my core principles in life, one of my core values and in our business, which is tough, honest love. Listen, we as men, as boys, we're wired totally different than females. I think a young girl should never forget the look of her father. She should never forget the look of the eyes of her father. Like, all a father has to do is just look at her, and she's like, sorry. For us, that doesn't work.
No.
You can look at me, but you're going to have to probably whoop my ass for me to really understand the message that you're trying to get across. Right. And truthfully, coming up as a kid, that was a lot of my upbringing. Made a mistake, got my ass whooped. Made another one, got my ass whooped. Got a lesson. But for a lot of us as boys, that's how we learn. We're hard-headed. Yeah. We're tough. But it's good that way because tough, hard-headed boys make for good, strong men when they learn their lessons.
What's that saying, man? Tough times produces tough.
Tough times create strong men. Strong men create good times. Good times create weak men. Weak men, yeah.
It's a circle.
Yep, it is.
Right now, we're in weak men.
Yes. There's a lot of that going on, man. We're being stripped of masculinity. There's a lot of agendas being pushed from the left and the right on how men should be passive and they shouldn't be men. They shouldn't be strong. They shouldn't take care of their women. And they're also on the other end, women are being empowered to be men. So it's this very toxic cycle because men don't want to date another man, right? They don't want to date a woman that's just like them. There's nothing exciting about that. It's actually a bit repulsive to a lot of men. like myself. I don't want to date that. I want the most soft, feminine, friendly, fit woman that I can find, and I will treat her like a queen because she's embodying an energy that I cannot embody, and she'll always keep me soft and keep me in a good place. Meanwhile, she wants a protector and a provider, someone that's going to take care of her, and rightfully so. But we're having different agendas being pushed on us, and it's hurting us in the big picture.
I agree with you. The Andrew Tate of the world got a bad name, bad word about him. But with that being said, let me ask you a question. You cry ever?
I'm not a crier, man.
You're an emotional guy ever?
I'm not an emotional guy.
Interesting.
I'm not. It's just never been my thing. It's never been a thing. Listen, I've cried when I had my ass whooped by my pops. I do remember crying then. But
You ever lost anyone?
recently I lost my grandma about a year ago.
You close to her?
We were somewhat close. We weren't like extremely close. Now, don't get me wrong. If I lost my mother or my father, I'm certain I would shed tears.
Yeah.
Guaranteed, 100%. If I lost a sibling, I'm certain I would shed tears. But to say that when things go bad or I'm under the highest amount of stress or pressure, do I cry?
No, not that
I
type.
don't.
No, that's not. I'm talking about that. I agree with that. That's men should be men. A strong person should be a strong person, no matter if you're a woman or a man.
Yes, absolutely.
Shit hits the fan. You shouldn't cry. When you lose someone, when someone breaks up, you lose a kid, a child. You know what I mean? I lost my mom. I told you. And I to this day I'll be driving sometimes and I'll shed a tear. You know what I mean? Because it was very young, very tender. But that's the problem I think with men too. We are here now at the time. What's your thoughts on this? Where we've been told that less masculinity is better, but at the same time, the other agenda is like, well, don't ever cry, never show your emotion to other people. I think it's the truth is somewhere in the middle. What do you think? What's your thoughts?
I think it comes down to the reason.
Yes.
You're crying.
Yes.
Like,
Yeah.
Listen, bro, if you lose someone you love, they die. It is perfectly fine for you to shed tears and cry over them. That's someone you genuinely loved with all your heart.
Yeah.
You respected them. You cared for them. They were someone that's close to you. They're gone. Yeah, of course. That makes you human. To sit around and bitch and moan and cry over you losing your job or you losing your girl or you losing, a situation in life, I will not understand. This is what life is for as men.
I agree with
the
you.
only way you can become strong is by going through some shit. We talked about it earlier, right? You mentioned the stroke and how that was one of the worst things that happened to you and how difficult that was. Look at you now.
Yeah.
It was I'm not going to put words in your mouth, but it was
Please, go for it.
arguably probably one of the best things that could have happened to you
100%.
for you in that point.
200%.
And look at who you are today. So, yeah, to cry over some bullshit.
Oh, no, I agree with you. Yeah.
we don't have time for that,
That's
man.
that's a good clarification you did right there. Because a lot of times, I'm telling you, a lot of people after my stroke are like, I can't believe you're just getting up and walking. And like, don't you ever sit down and wonder what happened to you? I'm like, no, why would I do that? But to your point, I agree with you 100%. So we both agree, you lose someone to death, you get emotional, you express yourself. But when life gets tough, you lose a job, you lose a girlfriend or a boyfriend, or you lose something, like, get over it. I'm with you on that.
The show must go on, bro. Life goes on. But what's this? There's a saying, right? With hardship comes ease.
I agree with you. Lower middle class family in the
Yes.
beginning.
Correct.
Dad whooped your ass, like you said, your words, not mine. High school, good student,
Not a good student.
athletic.
Athletic, yes.
I can tell.
Athletic, yes.
What sports?
I played soccer and basketball, which is weird because one's all feet and one's all hands, but we made it work.
You're in great shape. You always been in good shape.
I've been working out for many, many years. I've been working out for many, many years. I think you have to take care of your health, man. If you get your body moving, this will always be all right.
I agree with you.
Yeah, you got to take care of your body.
You do contribute that to your success? One factor, probably.
100%. Yeah, if I was fat, sluggish, lazy, that would reflect in my work as well. I need to be moving. I'm an active guy. The stress would not be that good on me if I wasn't fit, because my body wouldn't be fit to handle it. I'd be in the hospital, which would take me away from the business. My mind wouldn't be fit, which definitely wouldn't be great for the business. So yeah, I encourage every man and woman to
work.
Get in the gym,
Get
bro.
out there.
You got to get in the gym.
30
You don't
minutes.
like the gym? Yeah, go run outside. You don't like that? Go do a class. Go dance. Go do something. Stay fit.
No one likes the gym.
Yeah, like,
I hate this thing, right? I don't like. No one's here to talk about what you like.
yeah.
Tell me about that whole.
It's very simple to me, man. This life, the most successful people you ever meet in this life live a heavy life of discipline. And discipline is just simply this. It's saying it does not matter how I feel today. The job must get done. And if the job happens to be fitness, get your ass in the gym. If the job means you got to show up to work and you're sad and you're mad and you just had a rough night and you went out, the job still got to go get done. Period. That's discipline. The problem today is everything is based off emotion and how we feel. I'm sad today or I'm mad today. I'm not going to work. I'm tired today. It's just not one of those days.
I agree with you.
It's okay, fine.
I agree.
The job still got to get done. Who's going to do
100%.
that shit? So I don't agree with that thought process. So, but if you keep moving, you're a very difficult target to hit, right? I want to share something. I want to kind of maybe open some eyes with what I'm going to say next, right? I think one of the biggest problems that we're dealing with this sadness, depression, anger, anxiety is people are sitting still. Right? They're a sitting duck. So if I'm on the other end and I'm a sniper, right? And I am depression, anger, sadness, madness, anxiety, and I'm sitting on the other end and you're sitting still, you are a sitting duck. I'm going to get you easily. Now, conversely, on the other end, if I'm those same things and I'm sitting on this side and you're moving, the hardest thing to hit is what, KB? A moving target. So you got to keep moving. You got to keep moving. And eventually you won't be able to get hit with all that bullshit. But the problem is people don't want to move. They rather sit there and lay down in bed all day and eat food. That's the problem. If they got moving, we could solve a lot of these problems.
Interesting, man. Yeah, a lot to unpack there. So before I unpack, let's go back to your childhood. Why I talk about childhood so much, one of my coaches taught me that from 0 to 7 years of age, your subconscious mind is formed. Subconscious mind, for those who don't know, subconscious mind is what controls your conscious mind. Your conscious mind controls your habits. The habits contribute to your daily routine. Your routine, right here, case in point in front of me, Kaiser, contributes to your success. So you had tough parents, tough love.
Yes.
Sports. These are all the things the checklist of success. Your parents never push you to go become a doctor?
Bro, you know the answer to that. You know where we come from. Listen, for those of you guys that don't know, if you come anywhere from the Middle East, doctor, lawyer,
engineer,
right? Engineer. Yeah. That's it. Those are your three options in life.
Nothing else.
Nothing else. Anything short of that, you're a failure. Fair to say?
Especially sales. Sales, you're a loser.
Oh, yeah. You're an absolute piece of shit. You suck at life. You failed miserably. And yeah, of course, my parents pushed that on me heavy. You know, I just knew at a certain point, I extremely disliked school. I hated school, man. Like, I cheated a lot in school to get by. I befriended the people that I needed to befriend to get the answers that I needed to get. I did not want to be there at all.
Wow.
I wanted out of school so bad. I just didn't enjoy it. It wasn't exciting. It wasn't stimulating. I knew I wasn't dumb, but I knew this ain't for me.
Yeah.
And thank God. And listen, I think this is one of the best things that I think every individual should do. I think at some point, for the sake of your life, you should go do sales for at least a period of time. And I'll tell you why. You go do sales, you learn negotiation, you learn how to deal with different types of people, all types of people. You learn something that's so critical in this world that people do not know how to deal with, which is rejection, hearing the word no.
200%.
And when people get used to some of these things and it becomes a part of their life, when change happens, when they deal with adverse situations, it's like, whatever. You've dealt with it in sales. You deal with shitty bosses. You deal with pay changes. You deal with so much. It just preps you for the real world.
Right.
And most importantly, you eat what you kill in sales. So if you are not going to go hunt, you will not eat. Therefore, you must learn how to go hunt. And that makes you a very valuable and dangerous individual. Got to learn how to hunt.
That's crucial what you said right there. So we have some things in common. I got into sales at I'm from Brooklyn, New York. So I was selling from the age of probably 2, because when I mean selling, like 80s, Brooklyn, New York, horrible, single mom, everyone want to kick your butt. So I talk my way out of things, right? I learned sales very young age. I moved to Florida. I joined 24-Hour Fitness. You joined LA Fitness.
Yeah.
How old when you joined LA Fitness?
I was 18 years of age.
So I was 19.
Nice.
18, 19.
Crazy, huh?
So we got in the same time. Patrick,
Yeah.
but David, I was about 17, 18 too, by the way.
Wow.
He joined Bally's. So he's about 5 years older than I am, 4 years. Bally's was a big thing. Bally's had the best sales program back in the day.
They were the best.
The best. I got into sales, and I remember, so my uncles played father figures, and they're like, dude, what the fuck are you doing?
Mm-hmm.
Like, go to college. And you know what I mean?
Same, bro.
You know what I mean?
Same.
And still, sure, and I learned so much. I think the problem right now, Kaiser, is people don't want to talk. They want to text instead. What the fuck are you guys doing? Pick up the phone and call your boss or call someone. Oh, no, I want to text. Like, we're behind this phone because, like you said, the new generation is not being taught, or they're not being pushed in a situation to get uncomfortable and be able to talk. Because I think being a salesperson, one thing you learn is communication.
Absolutely.
Right?
Absolutely.
So I got into sales at age 18, 19. It was the best thing ever happened. From that point from now, a lot of stuff I've learned, I applied it into my life, like you said. Going back to you, how'd you get in the fitness business?
It's actually a pretty wild story, man. I'm a big believer that everything happens for a reason, but I'm going to give you a very short version of the story so I don't bore you to death. So I got fired from my previous job, right? I was working at Best Buy at the time.
Sales?
Sales.
Okay.
Sales. It's not truly sales, though. It's more service-driven sales, not commission-based.
Got it.
I didn't consider it sales, but
Sure.
by definition, yes.
Got it.
Got fired from there. That didn't work out. I showed up. I was in Spanish class. I was going to a university. And I showed up late to the class. There's only one seat available in the class. It was next to this guy named Brandon Hurtado, right? Nice guy. He was like, hey, man, you got similar traits to my lady. She's Persian. Where are you from? Blah, blah, blah. Long story short, he's like, hey, man, you want to come work at LA Fitness? All I do is just kind of hang out there and you get a free gym membership and it's 40 hours. And I was like, cool. I went to go have an interview there. And I'm telling you the story for this reason, right? I went to go have an interview there. I show up for my interview. I show up like straggly beard, like a bit like a mohawk thing going on. I showed up like in a polo, jeans, and some Converse, some Chucks. I sit down there in front of a guy who I didn't know was going to be a mentor in my life. His name is Larry Lopez.
Okay.
Right? And he's originally from South Miami. He's from Miami.
Okay.
And he sits there and he talks to me for 5-10 minutes and he likes me and he's like, listen, kid, I need you to do something. You're going to have to go through another interview, but you need to go home, go shave, go change clothes. You don't look good right now. He's like, go find a shirt, go put on a tie, and go put on some nice shoes. And I was like, these are nice shoes. He's like, find some better shoes. And if you're serious about this, go meet so-and-so for a second interview.
Yeah.
Listen, man, at that stage in my life, I'm 18 years old. I got an attitude. I wanted to slap this dude across the face. Something told me, I drove back home and I was like, man, F this dude. I ain't showing up for this shit. This is some bullshit. And something told me, go put on a nice shirt, go put on nice shoes, go shave. And I showed up for that interview. I ended up staying in that job, in that industry for 10 years. One of the best decisions I ever made in my life. And I'm going to go see that guy this Saturday afternoon for lunch.
Oh, wow. Here in Miami.
Yeah, here
That's
in Miami.
awesome.
Yeah.
What's he doing now?
He's still in the fitness industry. He's a really high-ranked vice president over there.
Wow.
Yeah, good dude. About as solid as they come.
Yeah, man. I mean, back then in your time, well, I was I entered it much younger than you did. I was back in 1999, 2000.
Okay.
So
I got in 09.
So yeah, I think the marketing changed a little bit.
Sure.
Last telemarketing for you guys?
No.
Lead calling?
No.
Walk-ins?
Walk-ins, but really it was that eat what you kill. We had to go prospect. Flyers, guest passes. I see you at the mall. Hey, where do you work out? You look like you're in good shape. Hey, come check it out. What are some of your fitness goals? Oh, awesome. We've got X, Y, and Z to help solve that. When are you available to come by? Monday at 1 p.m. or 3 p.m.? Which one works out better for you? That was my game. That's how I learned how to talk to people. Communication.
You weren't good before that? Talking?
I was terrible. I was not good.
It's hard to believe that.
I listen, man. I promise you, I was not good. I didn't have the confidence. I didn't have the confidence.
You didn't have confidence.
I did not have the confidence, nor did I have the skill set. Let me tell you something. I was up until I remember middle school. I couldn't even bench the barbell, which was 45 pounds. I was a skinny kid, man. I wasn't strong at all. And I remember I was so pissed off that summer. Hardship, embarrassment as men, so critical. I remember that whole summer, I was so embarrassed. All my friends were able to bench press the bar and weight like a quarter plate on each side, right? I could barely even bench the bar. I spent that whole summer in my garage. I got some weights, did curls, benched, presses, just so I can come back the next year. And I was finally able to do the bar, and I was able to put 2 5s on the side. Meanwhile, these guys are now putting 45s on the side. But at least I overcame what I couldn't. So no, my confidence was not very high, especially through school. Confidence is built, right? Confidence is built in most cases.
Most cases, yeah.
Yeah, confidence is built. Like, some people may have it, but for most people, we must build it. I never built it, period. And then when I got in sales and I got in the fitness industry, through practice, through failing, through winning, through success, I built my confidence.
Do you think I hear I'm in real estate, right? People say, well, he's good looking, she's beautiful, this guy's that. And I see all the time, I'm mostly your thoughts. It doesn't matter how good looking you are. Doesn't matter your your last name could maybe get some doors open. Maybe looks can help you a little bit. We were here with a very pretty lady earlier. A few doors could open. But in my opinion, it's the one who's consistent over and over and over again. What's the thoughts of that?
Yeah, there's a lot of very ugly, successful people out there.
There's
So
a lot.
I agree with that. However, though, you also made a very good point that I agree with. Let me tell you what being handsome or beautiful does for you. It gives you the opportunity.
Sure.
That's what it does. That
Sure.
girl that was sitting here, I don't know her, and I'm not going to knock her, but one of the number one reasons she was here is because she's beautiful.
That's it.
Because if she wasn't, she wouldn't have been sitting at this table. So it grants you the opportunity. Now, given that opportunity, if she was an absolute just knucklehead and couldn't think for herself, opportunity gone.
There you go.
But her looks got her
It
here.
opened the door.
Correct. And then if she can follow through, or let's leave her out of this. If I can follow through, you can follow through and deliver and be smart and be charismatic and actually have game and value to give to people, oh, you're going to do very well because you're easy to look at and you can effectively communicate. You're going to do very well in this life.
Yeah. What was the biggest challenge for you in your career in fitness sales?
Oh, that's a good question. I had two really big challenges. One, prospecting. I didn't know how to go talk to people, bro.
I don't believe that.
I swear to God, I'll never forget it. My first day prospecting, I lied in my interview and I was like, yeah, I'm totally comfortable talking to people. And I had this fake confidence to me where, listen, if we were talking, I could communicate very fine,
Sure.
but to go talk to a stranger is a different level of confidence.
Hey,
That
how
is
you doing?
not the same.
I'm Kaiser. Nice to meet you.
Yeah, like a cold greet. I do not know you. You do not know me. We're about to do this thing, right?
Yeah.
That's totally different than we know each other. Now we're conversating and totally
story.
different. Night and day.
It warms up.
I remember, man, they only had an extra large shirt. And at the time, I was probably like $160.
Wow.
And I remember that thing came down draped over here. I was already somewhat skinny dude. I was ripped, but you couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Especially not in an XL shirt. I
Sure.
just looked like some chump.
Yeah.
And I'm selling fitness. And I remember going to this place in Dallas. It was called Baja Fresh. They're closed down now. But I remember
here.
going in there. Oh, are they out
They're
here?
here.
Oh, well, shit. They
Yeah.
came over here.
Yeah.
Probably do much better
Yeah.
here. So I remember going out to go prospect with my boss. His name was Luis Israel Vasquez. And he's a charmer. He's talking to everybody. He's getting names and numbers. I probably talked to 50 people that day. And I remember the first person I talked to was like, hey, have you checked out LA Fitness yet? They literally looked at me, looked me up and down, and just turned away and went back to ordering their food. Imagine what that does when you're new at a job. You're not very confident to begin with. That will destroy the lesser man, the weaker man. That will take everything he's ever had and boom, gone. That was very tough to overcome. I almost quit. But the only thing that didn't allow me to quit was me just being a man. And I remember looking in the mirror and I was like, bro, you can't be weak. You can't be soft. You can't quit because you failed. You can quit after you've won and done well because you do not enjoy this and you don't want to do this and you've found an alternative option, fair. But not because you're running away from your problem. So I remember I went back and I remember I worked a full month nonstop, gave it my all, worked an insane amount of hours, 60 hours a week. And I made the biggest 2-week paycheck that I ever had made. And it was $2,700. And I was used to making $580 every 2 weeks. Imagine that. That's 5 times my income.
5X.
And immediately,
Light
I ain't
bulb.
going nowhere. I'm here. That's
Wow.
all it took. One big paycheck, or what was once a big paycheck.
How long did it take you to get warmed up and make good money in LA Fitness?
I made my first 6 figures at the age of 20 years old.
In 2 years?
So about 2 years. Yeah. I got blessed to be in a couple of good situations. I worked my way up to an assistant manager, general manager. Then I took over a bigger gym and then one of the biggest gyms in Dallas. And then that's all she wrote.
Wow.
Yeah. It was great.
Did you party at all?
I partied a lot. But let me specify what I'm saying there. I passed up for a period of a few years on damn near every party. I would go out with my staff to go, out here, go grab a drink, you go do this, go do that. But that was it. But to say, did I party in those early stages? Absolutely not. And that's actually one of the things that put me ahead. My friends would keep hitting me up, bro, you're coming out, bro, we're doing this. And eventually they just got tired of me saying no. And it was one of the things that propelled me. And then I hit a point where I became a vice president and I was like, all right, I made it. Terrible mindset to have. It was in my mind. And then I was like, all right, now I'm going to go ham. Now I got more money than ever. and I've sacrificed on not going out. Now I'm going to go enjoy it. And those few years I went ham doing that, I look back today and they set me back.
Wow.
They set me back. But I also believe everything happens for a reason. So as I say that,
it taught you.
it was
Looking
meant to
back.
be that. Yeah, it was meant to be that way. I had to go through that stage to become the man that I am today. So
Dude,
it is what it is.
In your 20s, 6 figures,
Yes.
no degree. You get a degree? By the way,
I didn't definitely did not get a degree. Absolutely not.
Right now you have no
hated
degree.
school. I got 0 degrees, my friend. Wow. 0 degrees. I think that whole school thing, unless you're going to go be a doctor, attorney,
lawyer,
engineer
specific.
kind of thing, specific, it's a waste.
If you're a marketing guy, it's a waste.
You are, man, listen, I'm not trying to knock it, but I got to say it for
Please.
how it is because I'm a very honest individual.
Go for it.
You're getting played.
Yeah.
You're getting played to be accepted to into a university, ending up with $50, $100, $250,000 in
Loans.
debt to go get a job that's not even going to pay you that salary.
Yes.
What is your plan to pay back that money? How long will you be in debt for? You'll never be able to buy the houses, the cars, or live the life, or give your family the life that they want to live because you'll be too busy paying back that shit. Meanwhile, there's guys out there like myself who realize at an early age, this is all full of shit. This doesn't make sense. There's better ways to go do this. And thank God, man. Because
You are the anti-Pakistani guy. In that sense.
yeah, I'm lucky that I'm in the position that I'm in, bro. I'm blessed to be in the position that I'm
The
in.
word blessed is better than lucky.
Yeah, I'm very blessed
You're
to be in
blessed.
the position that I'm in because it would be a very sad, lonely, miserable life if I had to live the life of a 9-to-5er. That's very depressing to me. I would not be depressed because I don't believe
For
in
you.
that. Yeah,
But
for me,
there'd be-
I could never do that. I could
Right.
never. I'm not. Listen,
Not
I'm sure
knocking
there's
it.
some very valuable 9-to-5 people out there. I'm not knocking it.
Entrepreneurs, right?
Yeah, entrepreneurs. Yeah, there's some great people. Me personally,
Yeah.
I could never.
Yeah, but bro, Pakistani parents in America, Texas, a huge Pakistani community. I'm sure they look at your parents like, what the fuck are you doing? You're a loser. Your kid didn't go to college. And he's a fitness salesperson?
Yeah.
What the fuck are you making? Right?
Listen, man, my parents, I love my parents, man. I love them to death. But even then, I remember when I got my first promotion to become an assistant manager from salesperson, right?
AGM? It's
AGM,
called?
yeah. They were like, oh, anyone good. It's just an assistant manager.
Yeah.
Then I became a general manager, and they're like,
a big deal.
No. They were like, well, which gym? And I was like, oh, it's this Grapevine gym. They're like, oh, it's a slow gym. Anyone can be a manager there. Right? And then a couple years later, I finally become a vice president, and I finally get a 6-figure salary.
Wow.
And then they were like, okay, that's not bad. That's all I got. That's all I got. And that's okay because truthfully,
That's a good
as
thing.
I look back into it, it was the best thing. You know why? Because the support pushes me,
I agree with
but the doubt makes me unstoppable.
100%.
Keep doubting me and watch what happens. That's when I left the fitness industry, one of my bosses was like, oh yeah, he'll be back. And it came back to me. That is not the right thing to say to me, my friend. You cannot tell me something of that sort. Now I got to go destroy everything that you've ever believed. And I got to take proof. And now you're going to see it. It fuels me like no other. Don't doubt me. You can't do that to me. That doesn't work on me. It has the exact opposite effect.
This Kaiser is speaking this right now in front of me. When was he born? This one, this individual, this fucking fierce, focused, fucking on fire. When was this guy born? Exactly what part of your career?
I think this came as I really started learning how life works. I understood how people work. I understood how the game worked. I would say in my early 20s, when I started becoming a general manager and I just learned how the world works, I realized, oh, I can be very, very powerful here. I can impact a lot of people's lives, and I can conquer this thing. And it just slowly, and then the success started coming, then the wins started coming, then the accolades, and it just, all it does is further affirm what you believe, right?
Compounds.
Correct. Yeah, it has a compounding effect. So I believe that's when it all started coming together.
You had a lot of Pakistani friends growing up? And this Ellis Fitness, Ellis Fitness journey, within a lot of Desi friends that we call Desi in our culture, brown
Sure.
friends. Do you have a lot of them or no?
I don't have a lot.
Back then?
I probably have more today than I did back then.
What's the reason behind that?
I'll tell you. I was probably 13 years old.
Okay.
Right? And I remember my mom would take me to these little parties. My dad would take me to these little parties.
Dinner parties.
Yeah, like dinner parties.
Very common in our culture.
Yeah, very common.
Friday, Saturdays.
Yeah, the kids come, the parents come. It's like a big party. We eat.
Hoopla.
The kids go in the other rooms.
Yeah.
The parents go in the other rooms, and it's a great like networking, social, hang out, whatever. Right? It's your own people. Yeah, yeah. It's an amazing thing. I'm gonna tell you something I realized at a very young age. I probably couldn't put it into words back then, but I remember showing up to a party, and I remember seeing these two guys, and they were boys, like they were homies. They were locked in, high-fiving, dapping, hugging, like the whole thing, right? And I was like, man, that's pretty dope to have a friend like that. Like, you kind of admire it, you look up to it, whatever. And then I remember going like a week, 2 weeks later to another party with my family, right? Dinner party. And only one of the guys was there, and I was like, bro, that's cool, man, how you and, your boy are tight like that. How long are you guys, this and that? And he's like, man, that dude, bro, like he's done this and he's done that and his family's that. And I'm like, bro, you were just like, that was like your best friend 2 weeks ago. What do you mean, G? Like,
yeah,
I don't understand. And he was like, bro, like, trust me, you don't want to get close to that guy. And I couldn't articulate it very well back then, but I can today. A lot of the group that we were in, a lot of the people that we were hanging out with in terms of from a family perspective, they're all full of shit. They're all backstabbing each other. They're all talking shit. They're all hating off each other's success. They don't want to see one another win. They don't want to elevate one another. And that ain't my kind of people. I don't want to be around that. Again, I couldn't have articulated that back then, but I knew that is not what I wanted to be around. And thank God, it was one of the best decisions I ever made, because a lot of those guys didn't go very far. And they're still doing that shit today. In their 30s, 40s. Imagine that. As a grown-ass man, you're sitting around talking shit about another grown-ass man and his family. You ain't got shit else to do. You're focused on that. Not a good look.
It tells you a lot. It tells you a lot.
Not a good look.
Where the mindset is. So interesting. Did your mom say, hey, son, why don't you hang out with our type of people? Or why are you hanging out with, non-Pakistani people?
All the time.
Yeah.
And rightfully so, because,
get it.
it's our people, right?
Yeah.
Like, I do love our people. Don't get me wrong.
Generally speaking.
Yeah. We got some great people, man, who got great hearts. They hold religion close to
culture,
the chest.
good culture.
Strong culture,
good
strong
food.
values, good food, all of it. But I told her straight up, I said, Ma, I just saw so-and-so talk about this other dude in a way that I was like, I don't want to be a part of that. I don't like that stuff. And, she tried to clean it up. She was like, no, because the family, this. You just, moms are moms, right? And I was like, no, I love you. I ain't going, though. And she still pushed me, and I just stopped going. And I separated myself for many, many years. But over the years, I've built some really good relationships with some people from our country.
How old was that?
That was 13, 14 years old when all that was happening. I was a young teenager.
The fact that you were able to have the cojones to say that and feel that speaks volume. Because I look at myself back in the day, I was a pushover, man. Complete pushover. And I look back, I'm like, why was I pushover? Because I would have been much further if I was like you, outspoken, have an opinion, be respectful, of course, right? So I think like you had the pedigree, always.
I think only on the things that I felt very passionate and strong about. Yeah, I wasn't like this guy who always had something to say about, something. But if I felt very strong about it, I must voice my opinion. I must share how I feel about a situation. Just it is what it is.
Your mom like that? Your dad like that?
My pops is definitely like that. My dad is a strong man.
He'll tell you how that is.
100%. Yeah, without any sort of hesitation, failure. Like, he will tell you exactly how he feels. No worries. My mom is a bit more passive and a bit more quiet. And she'll wait a little bit loving. Yeah, I love my mom, man.
Yeah.
My mom like
you
this,
told me that.
Man.
I see that. I see social media quite often. Learn a lot in fitness. All right. Sales, communication, became a closer, probably got some muscle on your body, good shape.
Thank you.
Right. Discipline.
Yes.
The key. In my opinion, discipline is to be consistent are the key to success, right?
100%.
How does this blue hammer thing come around, man?
It's a good question. First off, discipline is the foundation for anybody's success. Got to have that. No discipline equals no success. So I want to make that very clear.
Say it again.
No discipline equals no success. Period.
No excuses. No and if buts. No loophole. Black and white.
Get the job done.
That's it.
Get the job done.
Doesn't matter how you're
Cut
feeling
the bills.
today. Whatever's happening.
Job's got to get done.
With that being said, you get sick once in a while?
Of course.
You take off?
I don't know what that
Not
means.
this.
I don't understand.
At this level, and now.
If I am violently ill, I will take off. but I will still work from home. I just won't go into the office. Yeah, but to shut down completely, I don't even know what that, like, what are you going to do? Like, seriously.
Watch TV.
Like, okay, cool. You do that for a couple hours, and then what?
2 hours.
How many hours can you literally
take a
sit in
nap.
front of a TV? Okay,
some
you
ice
sleep for
cream.
another 2 hours,
Get some
have
ice
some
cream.
ice cream. That's 5 hours. There's still like another 12 hours, 8 hours to go in the day. Like, what? I can't even fathom the thought. I don't understand that shit. I don't understand it, and nor do I want to understand that shit. That is a language of lazy, and I'd love to learn many languages around the world. Lazy's not one of them, bro.
Wow.
Don't want to learn that shit.
Say that once again. A lot of languages around the world.
There's a lot of languages around
But
the world,
lazy is
and
not one
there's
of them.
many of them that I would love to learn. But lazy is not one of the languages that I'd like to learn. Not interested.
Anyone in your family lazy?
I'm not going to answer that question. That's
got
a
it.
great question.
Got it.
Hey, it's subjective, right?
Right.
Lazy's subjective. I just think it's subjective.
Got it. Enough said. Enough said.
We'll leave it at that.
So, okay. So, I forgot where I was going to go with this. Okay. Blue Hammer. Talk about that. So, what happened?
So one of my good friends and mentors, who was also in the fitness industry, who was also an executive vice president like I was, he left. I saw him killing the game, just doing great. And he's buying the new supercars. He's moving into a bigger house. He's living a great life. And I'm like, damn. And I'm just watching from afar. And I look up to this guy a lot, right? And I'm just watching his success. And long story short, I was like, hey, I want to go try this thing. I want to go do it. And I did. And I started off with a company called Rafter Roofing, right? Not many people know this story, but I'm going to give you a very quick version of it. We started Rafter Roofing. One of my buddies that I had partnered up with at the time, he was working with another guy learning roofing and sales and back end, etc. Anyways, long story short, we started the business. We're selling. We're knocking doors. We're getting on roofs. We're doing inspections. We're filing insurance claims. We're doing the whole works. We are closing deals. What we do, we're salespeople. It's what we've learned to do, right? We're selling deals. Now, dealing with insurance is a whole back end process as well. You sell the deal. Insurance funds half of the deal up front, let's say. And then once the work is completed, then they send the rest of the money. Here's the problem. We didn't really know how that communication worked on the back end. So what it led to over the course of about 4 or 5 months is me being hundreds and thousands of dollars in debt, almost $500,000 in debt.
You guys.
Yes. And all of it was on my credit. So whatever savings I had gone, whatever credit cards, lines of credit with, different places, Home Depot, Low, anything and everything you can imagine maxed out. I was in a very, very shitty place. And thank God we were able to get out of that place. And one of the people that helped me get out of that place, his name is Freddie Murphy. And he was one of my partners at Blue Hammer when we first started. So I met with him. I was like, bro, I need your help. He had been in the game for like 4 years already. And he came in and he was like, oh, you got to do this, you got to do this, you got to do that. Boom. Got 50K there, 100K there, 20K there. Boom. Recovered all of our money and then actually ended up becoming profitable. And then I wanted to become partners with him. And then he was like, hey, I'm actually going to go open my own thing. You were a catalyst and you inspired me. And I was like, shit, bro, I wanted you as my partner. And then we just stayed in touch. We kept talking. And then ultimately we went down for a dinner. And it was him, his cousin Miguel. And he was like, hey, we should all join forces together. And I was like, beautiful. That's exactly what I was thinking. And we brought in 2 other partners, Chico, one of my best friend, and one of my other really best friends. Her name is Maria. We call her Linny. And we all joined forces because we all realized we could have done it separate and we all would have been highly successful millionaires, all the rest of it. But people ask me, why'd you guys join forces? Time. I had already given 10 years to the game over here. I didn't want to give another 10 years just to, who knows?
Crucial.
Yeah. So
Crucial.
time. We collapsed time.
Together.
We collapsed time.
4
And
partners?
It was 5 and now we're 4.
Now, someone could say that, well, man, you collapse time, but now you have to give pieces of pie away. I'm with you. I'll give the pieces of pie away, but I want to give more of the pie, right? And at the end of the day. So let's go back. Why not real estate? Why not mortgages? Why solar?
Well, it was roofing first. We do
sorry.
no worries. We do solar as well. I saw the success right in front of my eyes. It was happening in real time right in front of me. It was foolish for me to pass up and go venture off into something brand new like real estate or mortgages and things like that. So those are excellent industries, but it was happening right there in front of me through a mentor of mine. Yeah, but it was right there.
It's hot.
Yeah,
it's still hot.
It is, absolutely. It was right there. It was easily accessible. I knew other people in the game, so I had a bit of mentorship there as well. It was the easy entry point for me.
Smart. What year did you start Blue Hammer?
We started January of 2020, right before the pandemic. Yeah, it was great timing. Couldn't have been better.
I smirk, I laugh because I look at your success, and God bless you, my friend.
Thank you.
So happy for you.
Thank you, bro.
It seems like you've been doing this for 20 years.
I've been doing it for about 15.
Well,
people think this Blue Hammer thing is 4 years, no doubt. Thank God, but believe me.
Behind the scenes.
Yeah, man, listen, I was doing 10 years in the fitness industry. I was learning recruiting, training, hiring, developing, sales, leadership, management, P&Ls, operation. The list goes on. So I've been doing this for a very long time, my friend. Now people are starting to see the fruits of the labor because I've got the Lamborghinis, the nice house, the McLarens, the watches, the women, whatever. Now people are starting to see that. But it's like this has been in the making.
You got lucky overnight.
It's all luck. It's all luck. It's all luck. I didn't do shit.
Wow, my friend. Your first year, how'd you guys do?
Our first year, sales-wise,
yes,
we did a little over $10 million in sales. So it was an okay start.
Okay. Second year?
Second year, we did right about $26 million in sales.
Yeah, I thought in my mind. Okay. Third year?
Third year, we did $41 million in sales.
2x.
Yeah. So it's grown at a pretty good, and this is year 4 now.
You recently sold the company.
We did.
What made you do that?
Here's what we saw coming in the roofing space, and this happens in every industry, right? There's going to be conglomerates in this space, right? There's going to be the monsters, the big dogs. And then there's going to be the middle players, and then there's going to be, the small mom and pop style companies, right? Not knocking any of them. We came in this game to dominate. We came in this game to take over. Make no mistake about that. We came in this thing to be the best of the best and at the top. And in order to do that, having the backing and funding and strength and resources of private equity is unmatched versus a company that doesn't have that, right? You just get a different amount of resources. You get a different amount of strength. And it was just the obvious choice. It's happening right in front of us. We must get to the big leagues because anything outside of private equity, in my eyes, at this point, you're minor leagues.
Go ahead.
Then once you get into the big private equity game, at this point in roofing, now you're in the major leagues. Now you're playing the big game.
I have my entrepreneur friends. Like you have a lot of entrepreneur friends. One of them, speaking of my year right now, he sold out. Kaiser sold out. What do you think about that? You probably heard that before.
I actually haven't heard that, but let me tell you why. I'm still in the game. Sure. I stayed with our company. We sold off 70% of our company, but I'm still there. One of our guys, we were having a meeting the other day. His name is Trevor. Trevor stood up in front of the group, and I asked some guys to share some things, and he was like, man, Kaiser, you and the rest of the executive team, I really respect you guys. You guys are still here at all the meetings. You're still dropping knowledge. You're still sharing. You're still trying to help us grow, and the money hasn't changed you guys. You're still here. So I didn't sell out, and I'll tell you even on top of that, as we got our earnouts, when you do these private equity deals, they pay you out, a handsome amount of money, right? What we did, the first thing we did, because this is something we had discussed almost since the beginning, was we will put aside X amount of dollars to make sure we can take care of our people. So we have what we call our war council. We have 11 people in that group. It's our most entrusted group. It's our strongest group. It's our leaders. It's our most fierce group. And we gave them all 6-figure earnouts. Here you go, 250K for you, 200, 150K, whatever the number was. And then in addition to that, we said, hey, you got 2 options here. Option 1, keep all the money, go have fun, take care of yourself, your family, go blow it, do whatever the hell you want to do. Option 2 is you can take a piece of that money and reinvest it back into the business in the platform. And as we do our next private equity deal, your money will multiply the same way my money will multiply. So anyone that says that's a sellout move, they're an absolute jackass and they don't understand how this business game works. So we tied in our people. I want these guys to become millionaires, bro. I want these guys to become millionaires. That's if I can accomplish that, I can ride off into the sunset and go take on the next big challenge. Until that is accomplished, I ain't going nowhere. I'm in this game.
That's amazing, man. There's one thing I'm about to wrap up. We got about another 5 minutes, 10 minutes. You talk about one of your values. I showed you my text. I was listening to your interview. I'm driving 2 days ago. I texted my wife after hearing you talk about values. I have a great mentor, Mark Efron. He owns 5 different rehab for drug addiction. So every Friday we have a call. He said, hey, one vision, one mission for him. That's his thing.
Okay.
You talk a lot about family.
Yeah.
How Blue Hammer, the value you have is family. Talk about that.
Yeah, the thought process there is the logo on the front is more important than the name on the back.
Interesting.
If we say we're family, that means we got to look after one another. That means we got to have each other's back, especially in a world right now where we're so divided. That's a very powerful word, but it's a far more powerful action, right? When someone comes on our team, we want them to feel like family. We want to overcome any odds and barriers of them feeling misplaced, left out, not taken care of. And here's the thing, man. All the greatest teams in the history of time, whether you go back to militaries, you go back to Alexander the Great, you go back to the Lakers dynasty, Bulls, it was all just a big family. Now, people think family, it's all high fives, kumbayas, and giggles. That's not how my family is.
No, mine either.
Yeah, we argue, we disagree, we fight, sometimes physically, definitely verbally. But at the end of the day, what? We love each other.
Yeah.
And we're rolling together, man. And the thing about family is, it doesn't mean I agree with everything you say, but we do share a common ideal. And we do share a common goal. So we can go through our bullshit, but at the end of the day, we're rolling together. And I just think that's so critical in every single business where we must share the same mission and the same vision.
That's amazing, man. It's truly amazing. You're a good-looking guy, man.
I appreciate it, my friend.
Good shape, amazing cars, nice watches. I'm sure there's a line of girls. How do you... Are they like... I'm sure. Be humble about it, but if you want, but I'll call you out. I'm sure there's some girls around you.
Yeah, here and there.
How do you not get distracted?
That's a very good question. Listen, I go out and I have my fair share of fun, no doubt about it. And here's the biggest piece, though. Once you've been around enough women or had the cars and had the watches, you realize all that shit gets old. The vacations get old. The women get old, the watches get old, the cars get old. I still enjoy all that stuff, don't get me wrong. But you can only do so much of that before you realize, okay, what else? So I think it's just so critical, it's imperative for every man to figure out what their purpose is and what their mission is. Like, what are you really working towards? And I know people say that saying a lot, so it's very cliche. I don't even like using those words. However, you got to be a part of something that's much greater than you. You got to be fighting for something like your bloodline. The Kaiser name means a lot to me. I must take care of my family for many, many years to come. My children that are to come in the future, God willing, I got to make sure they're taken care of. I got to make sure my mom, my pops live lives that they could have never even dreamed of that they'd live on this earth. My brothers, my sisters, my people, and my business, bro. These people have been rolling with me for a decade, well before Blue Hammer, and the people that have believed in me. I owe it to them. So I've seen way too many good men get destroyed by chasing women, get destroyed by chasing money. Because a lot of times those two things go hand in hand, right?
And drugs and alcohol.
Yeah, drugs and alcohol. Because all those things are like they're just a big circle that all go hand in hand, right? Listen, one of the most powerful forces in this world is women. Men will kill for women. Men will lie for women. And two, men will be dishonest with their friends over women, go to court for women. There's some wild shit. Women are a very strong force, just like respect is a strong force and God is a strong force. I cannot let any of that stuff ever control me, especially women. That's a weak man. That's not a strong man to me. And I ain't no weak man.
You know, a lot of successful men out there have more money than you, but when a woman comes, they fold. We see it happen all the time in Hollywood. We see it in sports. We have it all the time. With that being said, I love daily routine, daily habits. Before I get into that, you believe in the law of attraction?
I have. Or do I believe in it?
Yes.
I do believe in law of attraction.
You practice it?
I do.
Say a vision board?
Absolutely.
It's a lot of stuff you had right now. You once thought about it, visualized it, thought about it?
Yeah, when I was 13 years of age, I said I was going to get a Lamborghini at the age of 30. And
you called it out.
Yeah, 13 years of age.
Declared it.
Absolutely. And you know, when you're 13, 30 is like a gazillion years away, right?
Course.
Like that shit's far away. So I was just like a pie in the sky number. And thank God at the age of 30, I got my first Lamborghini. I told you that speaking event, that $1 million mastermind in 2022, I was in a pretty high up seats. I wasn't very close. And I was watching all these guys speak on stage and I was like, you know what? I remember telling my team, I was like, I will be on that stage next year. And if I'm not on that stage, I will create my own stage to be on. And
the goosebumps, guys. Listen to this.
By the grace of God,
2023
came around.
You picked.
I got picked and I was a speaker on that stage. You gotta see these things up here long before they can ever come happen there, because if you can't even see it here, the odds of happening here, it's almost impossible.
I agree with you.
Like, you gotta dream, man. We did that as kids so much. We were believers, and then slowly life beat the shit out of us. Our parents beat the shit out of us. Our friends destroyed our dreams.
Yes.
But if we just keep dreaming, man, there's a lot of things in this world that are very possible. And
That's amazing.
Again, I'm blessed to be able to experience some of these, and most importantly, I'm blessed enough to be able to give these experiences to the people I love and care about, because that is the dopest feeling any man can feel in this world. Like I said, the cars, the watches, all that shit gets old, but being able to gift those things, give your mother a Rolex, take your mother to her dream destination of Paris, France, and give her that shit never gets old.
Nothing.
Never gets
Never.
old. No, sir.
I'll tell you a true story. When I saw that post on social media, I told you the story. We're having coffee. So, like, when I learned about you, we started talking back and forth. I was like really, really in awe of you. Like I told you earlier.
Thank you,
we're
my
both
friend.
from Pakistan family, right? Any young man from Pakistan who's doing well, I'm like, get it. So next to my wife, and we're on some phone. Like, yes, he got the speaking thing. And she's like, whoa, what happened? I'm like, Kaiser got the thing. She's like, dude, what? Relax. I was so proud of you, man. I'm still this day.
Thank you, brother. Thank you, man. That means a lot. I
You know what I
appreciate
mean?
that.
I don't know
Seriously,
if you care about to hear that or not, but bro, you're impacting a lot of people around you. I'm older than you, bro. I have about 10 years on top of you, bro. You have impacted me in many ways. So just know that.
That
right?
means a lot. That's what I'm here for.
With that being said, I wake up in the morning, I like to do gratitude and have my routine. What's your daily routine that you say, you know what, KB, this has been my pillar to success?
I get up and I pray. It's the first thing that
Number
I do.
one.
Yeah, man. You gotta thank God for life. You gotta thank God for all the things that you have. I get to wake up. I get my hands, my feet, and I know it sounds very cliche, but you get all these amazing. You get to breathe. You're able to pray. That's first on my list, and then I get to the gym. I want to knock out one of the hardest things of the day early, so I don't have to worry about that shit later on. Plus, you get your first big win. Making your bed's a win, but that's kind of like a weak win. We need a real win.
Sure.
I need to go throw some weight around. I need to go show my strength.
Yeah.
I need to go be strong as a man. That's my first win of the day. And then after that, we're rolling. The day has begun, my friend. Work all day. We'll pray again throughout the day. And it's just more work and more work. Look, bro, legacy is very important. Right? We're not here forever, but I want to leave. And when my time comes, I want to leave knowing that I impacted this world and I left a very positive stamp and I did some good here. And I want to make sure I impacted people's lives, because that's how legacy lives. They say there's 3 things every man should do, right? 1 is to have a son. 2 is to plant a tree. And 3 is to write a book. Have you heard that before?
Yeah, 100%.
All 3 of those things will outlive you, right?
About that. Yeah.
Yeah, all 3 of those things will outlive you.
Sure.
So the book was coming out this year, God willing.
Really?
I don't know when that son is coming out,
Okay.
but
God willing.
we'll see. Yeah, God willing. We'll see who the lucky lady is. And I don't know how to plant a tree.
Okay.
But you best believe I will learn how to plant a damn tree.
Yes.
So I got to, but those are all legacy things, right? And I want my name to live far beyond me. And know that when my time comes, I won't be able to see it probably, but I want there to be a sea of people at my funeral to be like, that was a good man.
Wow.
That was a good man. My job here is done then.
Left it, man. Drop the mic. Listen, I'm on a mission to get you married. I'm on your mom's team.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
sure you're on my mom's team, man.
I'm going to find you a good Pakistani girl out there. Any Pakistani girl? I'm joking. Leave my boy alone. Bro, what a journey has been our friendship. I look for many, many more years.
Likewise, my friend.
I want you to give me a favor. Promise me part 2 here, maybe a few months again, 6 months from now. See what the journey is going on. I might come see you there.
Yeah, just $100,000 will solve that. I'm only kidding. I'll give you my word. And I told you earlier for coffee, you're like, thank you for coming, bro. I said, bro, I gave you my word. Like, that's all you need. If I tell you I'm going to go do some shit, you best believe I'm going to go do some shit. So we're here. So I'm giving you my word again in front of the audience. I'll be back, and I will be more than happy to do this again. I look forward to your success.
Thank you. It means a lot. Coming from you.
Yes, sir.
You don't understand how many entrepreneurs I talked to this platform I started, right? And my team started. A lot of them are flaky, man. The fact that you stood by your word means a lot to me.
That's all we got,
Before
brother.
we wrap up, what's the future looking like for my boy Kaiser?
God willing, the future is bright. So we've done a private equity deal within the business. Our plan is to, over the next, 24, 36 months, go for another round of private equity. In that, I hope to see a bunch of my people become millionaires, become hyper successful, and buy the nice cars and live in the nice houses and take care of their ladies and men and their children and live lives like they've never lived before. The future is very bright. I want to be on some stages, sharing some knowledge, dropping some bombs so I can impact people at a greater scale. So you'll be seeing me doing a bit of that. I'm going to ramp up the social media a little bit. That's a lot of stuff about me, but yeah, just leaving the world in a better place than I found it is my goal. So if I can do that over the next 5, 10, 15, 20 years, however much time I got, like I said, mission accomplished.
Beautiful. Well, Kaiser, thank you so much for coming on board. Where can I find you?
My pleasure. Yeah, my Instagram is Kaiser, KAISERNEHAL. It's the fastest way to get a hold of me. So if there's anything you need.
Thank you, my friend.
Yeah, thank you, brother.
God bless
Appreciate
you,
it.
brother.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thank you.